Welcome back to another video which is about introduction to stock market. So I do hope that you want to begin your journey from being a confused beginner to a long-term investor into the markets. So let's dig right in. So who is this video for? Someone who is new to the job world, who has started earning and now is worried about investments, who is overwhelmed by terms like inflation, by events coming like their own marriage, events like their parents' anniversaries or the trips they have to take, and where the money will come from, or thinking about retirement and everything, which you start to do as soon as you join your jobs. People who are confused about the tools to research around starting investments and then understanding like where to invest in, how to invest in, all of that. So if you're overwhelmed by everything, everywhere, all at once, this video is for you. I'm going to keep it completely crisp, just to the point, explain how to start, see what benefits are, like what the returns have been historically, and what the taxation benefits are, and how do you research about stocks and everything here in a very short video. So, why stocks? The first thing is it is a very minimal frictions to start. Say you're new to investing and you go and try to buy a land or a house, like investing into real estate. That is a problem because the friction is a lot. You need a very large capital first to buy a plot or a house, and also there is like quite a few steps there, like registry of the house, uh, some building build that is required, or if the building is not complete yet, so you have to wait for it. So yeah, it is quite a hassle. Compared to that, stocks have very minimal friction to start. You just open a demat account, do your KYC, submit all the documents, and you're good to go, and all of this process is completely online. Once you're done with that, you can start investing. So the second thing is liquidity. Stock market in India is quite liquid. This is not like land or some bonds where you have to find a buyer, and that is going to be very difficult. For most stocks, at least for the larger ones, the Indian market is quite liquid, where your intent to sell is usually met with someone else's intent to buy, and that is quite a quick process. So if you today I'm trying to sell HDFC Bank's share, there will be someone to buy it from me. Returns. Nifty 50, which is like the index for the top 50 companies by market capitalization in India, has grown with a CAGR of 12 to 13% over the last 5 to 10 years. So that is an average yearly growth. To understand the term CAGR more, I'd like you to refer to one of our videos. I'll pin it here, which explains all of these terms in quite some details. Next is taxation. So taxation is relaxed compared to some other options like FDs, bonds, which are directly taxed on your income tax slabs. More on that later. So how to start? How to start this journey? First thing to do is, and the only step here is open a demat account. Zerodha and Grow are the usual big players. Even your banks like IDFC banks, Kotak banks, they provide an option to open a demat account with them. But usually people go with bigger players like Zerodha or Grow. The process is quite simple. You just need to submit some documents like your PAN number, Aadhaar, address proof, bank account proof, and stuff. Once your KYC, which is a video KYC, is done, you can start investing. And the demat is basically a repository that stores your investments. When you're buying a share, that is being stored into your demat account. So yeah, that is how you start. uh, what are the returns like? So how do you make money in stock market? uh, Basically in stock market, money is made by selling stuff. So if I say I've bought a commodity at price X and I'm selling it at Y, if Y is greater than X, then I'm making a profit, right? So let's look at what the returns are like in stock market. So Nifty 50 has grown at a 13.2% CAGR in the last 10 years. This is not absolute returns. This is like yearly average returns. So if you would have invested rupees 1000 2016, today in 2026 that same amount would be around 3500, which is 3.5x. Also remember, this includes the COVID period in 2020, 21, 2019, where markets fell sharply. So it would, like, when you look at absolute returns, it's 350%, or your money got 3.5x. Looking at Nifty 500, Nifty 500 is a bigger index, like where there's an amalgamation of 500 biggest company by market cap in Indian market. So it has grown because this has more growing companies and not just the larger companies. So this has grown at a 14.1% CAGR, in the last 10 years. So if you would have invested rupees 1000 in 2016, that same 1000 would be valued at 3800 today, which is a 3.8x return, or an absolute return of 380% into the 10-year period. um, yeah. So, like, before going to into this, I think you'd be curious about how to research about stocks, or like how to understand a few terms. So let's look at a tool, quite a famous tool, Screener. So you can come on screen and search for, like, yeah, I've opened it, but yeah, let's go and search about Nifty 50. So it will show you things like market capitalization, its valuation, the current price. This is the index price of the top 50 companies. Its high was at 26,373 and the low was 21,744. These are like 52 weeks highs and lows. PE, price to earning ratio, of 22.4. We'll come to this in a later video where we explain all of these terms in detail. The important terms here are CAGR of 11.1% in this year, whereas when you look at 5 years, the average returns has been 11.9%, so almost 12%. And looking at 10 years, the average returns yearly have been 13.2%. So you can look at the chart here, like 1 month, 6 month, 1 year. This is like price for the index, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, uh, and like the PE ratios, all of this. So you have quite a few options to look at here. You look at all the companies that come under Nifty 50, like Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank, Bharti Airtel, TCS, ICICI Bank, SBI, Infosys. So all the big companies. We'll do a deep dive where we go look at a share, understand all the terms like the dividend yield, the net profits and cash flows and all of that. But for now, let's focus on this. So this is Nifty 50. If we look at Nifty 500, the CAGR for 1 year has been 10.5%. The CAGR for 5 year has been 14.2%, whereas the CAGR for 10 year has been 14.1%. When you compare it to things like FDs, so FDs in India usually give you a max rate of around 8 to 9%, and other investments, like if you have not invested anywhere and have just kept your money in the bank account, your usual returns are like 3%, 4%. Like small finance banks or new banks like IDFC Bank provide you 6-7% interest, but that is above a slab, like above 5 lakh rupees or something like that. Even that is quite less when as compared to your Nifty 50 or Nifty 500 returns historically. All of this is historical. I guess, yeah, you get the point that for researching you can use tools like Screener. We'll do a deep dive into it later as well. So yeah, moving forward. So we have understood what are the returns like. Now let's look at how are these taxed, because your returns are not complete until that amount is taxed, because tax is something that is going to be cut from your returns. So returns have to be valued based on taxation. So profits booked from stock sell are taxed in two brackets. The most important thing is that you pay only on the profits you made. So first is long-term capital gains, LTCG, which is applicable on stocks held for more than 1 year. So if you bought a stock a year back and you have held it for more than a year, then the tax that is applicable is LTCG. So the current taxation is 12.5%. So say if you made a profit of 1,000 rupees, you'll be and like kept that share for more than 1 year. You'll be taxed 125 rupees, which will go to the government, and your actual profit in the end will be 875 rupees. And one very important thing is that LTCG gains up to 1.25 lakhs are exempt. This is very important. So long-term capital gains where the profit is bound by 1.25 lakhs, you have to pay zero taxes. So if you're just new to investments, you're just making small investments, you're like taking out 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 profits, you reach a level where you are able to make a 1 lakh profit now over the years. And if you have held out those stocks for long term, you'll be paying zero tax on them. The second one is short term capital gains. So applicables on stocks held for less than 1 year. So if you sold a stock in 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, anything that is less than 1 year, the current taxation bracket is 20% with no exemption. So there are no exemptions for this particular kind of stock gains. Important thing is that FDs, bonds, they are taxed very differently. On them, you pay at a slab rate. So you'll be paying even the bank interest, you pay at your slab rate. So in income tax, if you're on the 30% slab, you'll be paying 30% tax on them. Whereas here in long term, you're paying just 12.5%, and in some cases zero tax because there's an exemption for 1.25 lakhs. And short term, you'll be paying 20%, which is still lesser than the 30% you pay on FDs, bonds, interest in your bank account, all of that. Also, you can balance, like if you had losses from a few shares, you can balance it for cycles of taxations. So that is a great benefit as well. So yeah, this was all. I'll make videos on different instruments like mutual funds, unlisted bonds, EPF, all of that. Just let me know like which one you're most excited for, so I can prioritize that video. Ask like shoot your questions in the comment section asking me about taxation, about the tools to research about shares. We'll make videos about all of them, share that information with you. The purpose is to help you start this journey of investments, for you to understand your goals for your investing, and choose instruments sensibly based on those particular goals. So thank you for watching. Please share this video with a friend you feel would require this, and it would be much helpful for them. And please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.